never cared about stuff like that before.
I become a Christian.
This is unbelievable. How did all this come about?
Well, I decided I needed to make a few changes.
Yeah, and?
How about you? What have you been doing lately?
This is exquisite. He blew the most perfect opportunity. She was genuinely interested, and he didn't even dare say a thing.
And Bernard, he does it all the time. You see, keep this point in mind with new converts especially. You see, new converts are often dangerous, enthusiastic, and they have lots of non-believing friends. If you can keep them feeling insecure about communicating their faith for just about a few years, it'll give us enough time to wean them away from the friends who need them the most.
Okay. Oh, wait. What about this one? She looks good and miserable. What's her problem?
That one. The Christian perpetually seeking guidance. You see, we have her convinced to treat the enemy as some sort of crystal ball. She peers up at the heavens, waiting for the Lord's will to be revealed to her in a clear vision.
But I don't understand. How does that keep her from witnessing?
Simple. She's so preoccupied with the future, it renders her totally ineffectual for the present. Until she hears that voice from heaven directing her to some faraway mission field, she feels that her service hasn't even begun yet. And she doesn't even see the opportunities that come up in her everyday life.
Oh, what a laugh. So oblivious to the needs under her nose. And how much time does she spend sitting there beseeching the heaven? Oh, stupid fool.
That's enough. You see, Tita, most of the time she sets up her devotions. And most of the time she should be studying and spending time with people. But Bernard, keep her at bay. Whatever you do, do not allow her to get involved. You see, if she gets involved in anything really, the possibilities are horrifying. Because this type is very loyal and conscientious once committed.
Oh, I see what you mean there, Ashley.
Good. Now the next point should give you a lot of amusement. You should encourage evangelism programs.
Encourage evangelism?
Bernard, I said encourage programs! Not the actual reaching out to people, but programs that become the end, not the means. Now, look at this group. Observe their intense excitement.
Oh, what are they doing?
They're organizing their next community outreach program.
Oh, well, Ashley, that sounds frightening. Why are you smiling?
Bernard, dear boy, because they are
Don't
never
you
going to do it.
understand? We should
This
make
is their
them
fifth
feel
meeting,
loved now
and they're
that
no closer to
abandoned.
starting than they were at first. They're feeling elated because they were able to get the funds for the literature they want. Well, that's enough for them at the moment. If you can keep them talking and talking long enough, they'll get sick of the whole idea before it gets off the ground.
Listen, I believe that this is God's will
Yeah,
for
that's
us.
what God's will is for you to sister. Just keep talking. Meanwhile, the whole church feels that they don't need to do much witnessing because they have their evangelistic committee to do the job for them.
Well, that's wonderful, Ashley. Diabolical.
Sorry, do it. But Bernard, see, think big. See, it's best when you can mastermind strategies that affect a whole church. It's a better use of our time and energy than tackling individuals separately. You do know how much influence these fools have over each other, don't you?
Oh, sure I do. Oh, yeah. First, let me review. I instill a fear of ridicule, a belief that people are happy and have no need of the enemy, a sense of inability to communicate the gospel, preoccupation with the future, and, what's this? A diversion from people to programs.
Very good.
But that's only 5. I thought you mentioned 7.
I did. You see, I saved the most important 2 for last. One seems too simple to warrant mentioning, but it should always be kept in the back of your mind. Do not let them talk about hell, or that which leads to talk about hell.
Okay.
Keep teachers from dealing with it. Keep theologians and writers from dealing with it. You do know as well as I do that if they just caught one glimpse of it, one glimpse of hell, and they'll be beyond all our devices. So use your imagination. See how many types of trivia you could submerge them into.
Oh, so you mean we should pull them down with, drugs, and alcohol, perversion.
Oh, if you wish, but Bernard, that's a little too obvious for these church people to work. Ship them off on acceptable things like get them preoccupied with food. Or even better, get them addicted to TV. It's fun to see them stumbling over the obvious. Just tie them up in routine matters of their personal world, and hell will seem very far away.
Okay, that's great. So what's the last point?
You see, Bernard, whatever you do,
Yeah.
or you even fail to do not let them realize the true power of the enemy.
Oh, sure, I understand you. Well, that applies in every area of our strategy. We should keep the Christians from praying.
I hate that word. But yes, do not allow them to learn how to truly pray. You can allow them to mutter out benedictions and sprout cliches all they want, but keep them away from individual and small group prayer. You see, Bernard, if they learn how to pray, they can ask for courage and opportunities to witness. And of course, both will be granted. And soon enough, they'll become unmanageably bold. And soon enough, we can lose thousands, and perhaps even worse, we'll lose millions. Bernard, the Christians are ready! The Christians are ready! We're gonna lose!
Okay, so what do we do? What do we do, Ashley?
Bernard, in this situation, there's only one thing to do. Run!
No, Ashley, don't leave me!